Hello, people of this world, and welcome to D&D Stories. Now, as a quick little disclaimer, I'm going to let you know right now at this very moment that if you want to listen to sophisticated stories with better mechanics and everything else in between that does not have to deal with people being stupid and borderline idiotic, leave this video. If you want to listen to a bunch of idiots, to idiot teenagers just talking about a bunch of trash topics and messing around in the realm of fantasy known as D&D, well, you've come to the right place. There's nothing more I can tell you. And the end of that little note, welcome to the first episode of D&D Stories. On a second side note, I'd like to let you know that this is mostly going to be a reference area for my friends and I to have so that we can look back at something on my own words. So this will be like a summary thing, and later on this week, maybe I'm probably gonna end up posting the raw footage or at least audio because I don't plan on having video footage on YouTube. So if you're willing to again listen to a bunch of jackasses play Dungeons and Dragons, then you've come to the right place. And if you wait a little longer, raw footage will come up. So to start off, we're gonna start with the characters. Now, I play as a character called Lambert, and he is an inspiration of The Witcher 3's Lambert, or the Witcher series, it doesn't matter, and from the amazing Polish books. Very excellent books. Then next on the list we have my good friend Jose. He has a monk by the nickname of Faux Show. I'm not even gonna attempt to bother figuring out his real name because I've already forgotten and I did not take notes because I'm an idiot. Next to that is Rene, and he has the excellent Tejano. Now I hope that that's not copyrighted, because if it is, then damn. He was supposed to be the Italian stallion, but yeah, that we had a discussion about that and this, and that didn't go too well for him. Next, we have our good friend Jesse, who's playing some rip-off flea market Dexter. I'm not entirely sure, never saw the show or anything like that. We have good friend Mario. We actually have two Marios. The Mario brothers, as I call them every now and again, is playing a. At this point, I have no idea. He's playing a Ranger Rogue. And he likes to specialize in ranged weapons and has, all the ranger abilities. And I have not seen him multi-class into a rogue just yet. I don't think I've noticed anything. Next to that, we have two newcomers mostly called Ivan or Ivan, and he's playing a black dragonborn called the Black D. Yeah, let that sink in real quick. And next to that, we have Max playing, I kid you not, Geico. No, shit, I already messed that up. Jake from State Farm, or Jake from Geico 2.0. Now he has the 2.0 because he had another Jake from Geico that died, I think, or at some point disappeared. I think I have his old character, I'm not entirely sure. And we have our lovely DM, Mario, the other Mario, who does not like to prepare stuff, and this is actually the first quest in which he actually prepared something, so I was genuinely excited. Now, enough of introductions, I will get on to the actual quest itself. Now, our heroes start. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. I almost forgot to mention our good friend Juan the Mormon. Now, about him, he's playing a paladin called Lyson, and I like to call him Lysol, so does my character, sort of putting meta knowledge in there, but it doesn't matter. Again, we're not playing for realsies or anything, we're just playing to have fun. Now, again, I'm sorry, going back to the story. So our heroes start off in a wonderful guild hall. What? Not a tavern, I know, right? That's where we always start off, in a wonderful guild hall. This is after our little epilogue quest, after we went off on a contract to go and kill off a hill giant. And one thing I always noticed was when Mario DM Flores is always DMing, we always have like one of those little side quests like, hey, you look at the bulletin board and guess what? There's a special contract. Hey, go kill this creature at location X and destroy and come back and get gold, you know? Get good, level up XP, woo woo woo. Nothing too much, nothing too special. But after that is where the real story kicks off. So we have a, as Mario described it, a tallish looking elf that walks in, and immediately he describes to us that orcs are in this region considered barbaric and savages, and that this elf is apparently like some sort of noble. He has like a platoon, more or less, like just bodyguards of 5 orcs and 2 humans. And what ends up happening is the patrons of the guild hall don't pull out their weapons, but they're at the ready, like something ain't right. Get ready to get robbed. And it's like, all right, fine, fair enough. We are just the adventurers. I mean, they attack us. They got nothing on us. Bodyguards against a witcher, like a paladin, a dragonborn. Yeah, they're not gonna last too long. And we have whatchamacallit, an elf that tells the whole guild, whole guild hall, asking, "We are looking for mercenaries. Please come in and sign up for those who dare, blah blah blah. Hey, basically, hey, come do this quest for me, right?" And there's nothing too special, but that's the way I always pictured his voice, like, "Hello, fellow travelers." I don't even know how this is going to sound on the recording. God help me. So, simple comes to simplistic. He basically just tells us, hey, come in and sign up for quest X, Y, and Z. And we decide to sign up. And literally, the second thing he says is, "You shall be paid greatly, proudly, handsomely." I don't really remember what our DM told us. And Jesse immediately raises his hand. It's like, "I want to sign up. Hold on. Where's the ink and quill? Give me that bulletin board real quick." And then it's just as soon as he hears the word, "You will be paid handsomely." Yep. Instantly stands up. "Hey, I want to sign up." And we all sign up. And in the end, that's where the elf leaves us. Now, what ends up happening after that is where the real silliness begins to kick in. And what I mean by that is, like I said at the beginning of the video, we're a bunch of jack-offs that decide to play this game for no reason. So we have an event that ends up happening where that guy, the monk, Faux Show, talks to Ben, and he tells Ben, and if you don't know, it's Jose and Mario, and they tell him, and Faux Show tells Ben, "Hey, let's steal something real quick." Oh God, here we go. And on the other side of the table, not Max, I'm sorry, Jesse's character hears this. And what he ends up doing is, it's like, I'm going to rat him out. Like, I wanna like speak up and help the patrons, like, not get their shit stolen, right? And what ends up happening? Faux Show here's his character, whose name I've already forgotten. Jesse's character was some guy I've already forgotten. Too bad. There's nothing I could do. So, Faux Show here's Jesse's character mumble to himself, and he decides, alright, he tells the DM, "I'm going to stand up and yell out, 'Patrons of this guild hall, listen to this heathen as he plots against you.'" He says something along those lines. And everyone decides to look towards him because, yeah, someone stands up and yells out. It's all like, "It has come to my attention that he is plotting against you to steal your riches as adventurers." Everyone's just staring at this point, like, uh-oh, here we go, a bar fight's gonna happen. And surprisingly, no bar fight happens. And of course, the guards at the guild hall are merely just adventurers that have been paid. Nothing too special. But what it does end up happening is we have an event, not an event, but just dispute amongst our group. Now, if you don't know, D&D is supposed to be a team game. Like, guys, and this is according to you all. I hope that at least my friends watch this video. Guys, this game is a team game. What are you doing fighting each other? But whatever. That argument will be for another day, assuming I make a video about it. And one of the actual guards that has proper lawful control of the land tells Faux Show we cannot do anything if there is no evidence. Your claim, it's your word against his. We can't do anything about that. And it's like, okay, crisis averted. What does Jesse's character decide to do? I want to intimidate him to give me his money. Uh-oh, here we go. This is where shit hits the fan. This is where it all crumbles around. The whole table starts laughing, and I don't blame them. I started laughing too. What does Jesse's character roll? He rolls like a 3. Oh, great job. Rolled a 3. And Ivan, the Black D, and Geico from Jake Farm, yeah, good job me. They all decide to gang up on Faux Show. And here's where things got interesting, because now it's 3 people trying to intimidate one guy for his money, his gold, whatever he has. And if you don't know, the starting gold is 100 gold for our little table. That's what we all agreed on. And before this, we did all our shopping. And my tip to you guys, if you all do watch this video, do your shopping before the session. So if we stop in a spot where we're in like a town, search up like a book with equipment in it, and then put it in your character sheet so that we don't waste time during the session. But if you want to do it in game, that's still fine. But that's what I do. I'm just like, I buy my own stuff. If you don't believe me, I'll show you the PDF. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm too poor to afford the books. I'm sorry. It's legal. And everyone on the opposing side, Ivan, Jesse, and Max, are all rolling shitty rolls. 4, 3, 7, 7, 6, 2, 3. No one rolled a 1 yet, which I was genuinely surprised. And Faux Show gets annoyed at this, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna put my hand down. I'm going to intimidate all 3 of them at the same time. Here's where everything fell apart for Max, Jesse, and James. Yeah, let's call him James. No, Ivan. All of a sudden, he rolls. It's like, come on, I need a good roll. Rolls. The whole table exploded in laughter. You can take a guess what he rolled. He rolled a natural 20. The big D, Black D, sorry. Jesse and Jake from Geico 2.0 decide, no, they start shitting themselves. They are instilled with fear. And our DM goes, Faux Show, make your claim and statement and tell them what you want. And he's like, I want all your valuables, your gold, your money. I want everything. Oh God. And I made the comment. I'm like, how did this happen? What? It's only a game. You know what? What happened to our group that we decided to antagonize each other? But whatever. It ultimately does not matter, because again, it's just a bunch of virgin losers getting together and having fun. So they're scared shitless. There's nothing much I can tell you, right? Like, and they don't submit. Ironically enough, they do not submit even against the natural 20. Um, the big D, the black D, sorry, and Geico from Jake decide to run away, and they book it. They run for the door. So what does our paladin decide to do? He decides to use, I think it's a spell or something called Hold Person. And according to him, and I'm going to check this because it sounds, I'm pretty certain it's true because he had like the book, right? That he could cast it on them too, and they're paralyzed for like a whole minute. It's like, oh, here we go. Uh-oh. So faux show promptly, they roll, they fail the saving throws. I think it was like a 14 DC. Yeah, whoop-de-doo, you failed. Now you're paralyzed, you fall over, and, well, you're stuck now. You can't speak, can't look around, you can't move. Good job, you've been paralyzed. Faux show promptly walks up to him, steals the money. Steals the money from the Black D, steals the money from Geico from Jake. Yep. And with that, all that's left is Jesse's character. Dexter, there we go. Now I remembered his name. See, I have good memory. So, with Dexter, he walks up to Dexter and it's like, fork over the dough, basically, is what ended up happening. And he tries to bluff him out. Dexter tries to bluff Faux Show and it's like, listen man, all I got is silver. And after like 5 minutes of argument, the DM just went, you know what, I'm sorry, Jesse, but your character's scared shitless. Just give him your money. So like, fuck, damn it, shit. And I told them, I'm like, see, this is what happens when you antagonize each other. When you try to intimidate someone who you think is lesser than you, and they end up getting real lucky and rolling a natural 20 on your ass. So, with that crisis and shenanigans and everything on, remember the story hasn't even started yet. The campaign has not started, and look what's already happened. Like, we're already trying to kill each other pretty much, and this, from what I saw, started the whole like subquest himself for Dexter, where he wants to get his money back. His pride has been shattered with that because he got scared like to no avail, and now and throughout the rest of the session that we had, it was like 4 parts because we decided to take breaks. He nonstop is trying to get his gold back and other things that Faux Show might have found for real. Like, he is hell bent on getting revenge in some way, but is not engaging in PvP. So I applaud him for that. Good job. The campaign still hasn't started. I feel like I'm rambling on. And what ended up happening was, oh, and I don't know if you guys can hear this, but the fan of my computer, there's nothing really I can do. Continuing on, that is the end of the night, the end of the day. We go to our respective rooms. I'm like, I'm locking this door, assuming it even had a lock. Bar it, put a chair in front of it, put the bed on it. I'll sleep on my bedroll. I am not getting robbed because I had like quite a bit of money because I've had this character for about 3 months now. And with my adventures, I've gotten enough gold to supply myself fairly. So Faux Show decides to share the gold, the loot that he also respectively earned with Ben, and I don't know why, but our DM decided to give Ben the opportunity. Do you want to steal from Faux Show? Nah. Thank God. No more stealing, please. Yeah. And the night goes on, and we go to bed. And in the morning, we have to wake up. Everyone's prepared what they need to prepare for what's going to happen. We need our paladin has decided, alright, I'm going to prepare my spells required, blah, 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 blah. We've done our shopping. We've done everything that we have to do. Does not matter. Let the campaign begin. And one thing I'd like to say about Ben's player, Mario, is that he never shuts up. Shut up, Mario. So continuing on, we meet up at the fields. Just called fields. That would have been nice to give it a name. Just fields south. I think it was south. Yeah, of where we were. Now that I think about it, I don't even know where we were. We're just in some guild hall. Oh well. And our DM tells us to roll Arcana, and I was able to roll high enough, and he tells us that we are able to feel a strong, strong magical presence behind us. And basically just turn around. And it's basically, if you ever watch that anime Gate, excellent anime, I highly recommend you watch it. And the manga. You read it. Basically, straight out of Gate, like this magical doors just open, and there's another elf, if I remember correctly. No, it's the same elf that walks up, and it's like, all right, sup, and he's wearing like some sort of fur coat, if I can remember correctly. It's shameful because this session happened yesterday, and what ends up happening is he tells us, "Come forth, adventurers that have signed up, and come inside our palace of God knows what," because we try to take a peek inside, and all we see is something that resembles a palace. Doesn't really explain too much of what the palace looks like. It's all like, yeah, it looks like a palace. Okay, fine, fair enough. So we all decide to move in, and for some reason, other than me, the group is just like intimidated, at the least, because they one of the best things you can do is to intimidate a group of players is put an empty hallway and put nothing in it. You have any idea how wary players are when there's just a hallway that goes on for like 100 feet, completely dark, wet, dripping. You hear like, like on the ceiling. Yeah, it really puts the players on their toes. Excuse me. I'm only doing this in one take, so piss off. And what ends up happening is we walk in. I mean, there's nothing much more to say. And this same elf tells us, "Welcome to the front lines, the 57th Regiment." And I'm sitting here like, shit. Uh-oh. Here we go. We're going to die. Today, my character specifically said, "Today is the day I die." Oh well. I've lived a good life. 27 years young. So, we get split into groups. Now, something I want to mention to our DM Mario, if he watches this, that when he at the very beginning, he said, "I'm going to be playing an NPC, cleric, blah, blah, blah." He has not done any cleric stuff. He hasn't healed us, mostly because we haven't taken that much damage. Thank you, God. And I was instantly like, "Oh God, This is what's known as a DMPC, a DMPC, a Dungeon Master Player Character." Yeah, that makes sense. And there's a lot of problems that come with DMPCs. Right, and it's not good, and none of them are helpful problems that help you in any way. And I was instantly wary, and I wanted to speak up, but I decided, you know what, if anything happens, instead I could just call them out and be like, "Hey, you need to cut the bullshit." But thankfully, nothing bad to happen. There was no drama between that and us, thank God. And we get introduced to a character. I cannot remember his race. I think it was another elf. Again, a bunch of elves in this region. Called Carvus. And he's basically our squad leader. Because we were all put in a squad. I think it was like Xeno Squad. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, Xeno Squad. He initially called it Xeno Regiment, but that didn't make any sense. So Xeno Squad was what we settled for. And what goes on is he decides to, all right, I'm going to lead you, blah 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 blah, dialogue that's unimportant because we're a bunch of jack-offs that are talking a bunch of bullshit and nothing too much else. And we continue on to move into the realm of the new land we are in. Mario, our DM, never gave it a name. He just called it a new realm, I think. I don't even think he called it that either. I'm not entirely sure. I'll post the raw game footage. You guys can see that on this channel if you guys want. It doesn't matter. I'm looking for that ad revenue. Help me out. And our Xeno squad is tasked with sending in supplies to the front lines. And as it goes, we're basically going to go through caravan. And for me myself, and I apologize, but I completely lost track of what we were doing, because throughout the what was happening, it was basically fast travel, like, hey, time skips, right? Nothing too important. He described the scenery as it's muddy, murky, there's a bunch of ash and flame and burnt trees and nothing too special. And he tells us that we reach a trench. And at this point, I have no idea what happened to the caravan, because sadly I wasn't paying attention because I was too busy talking to, Ben next to me. But I was talking to him about the game, so shut up, I think. And what goes on after that is our DM tells us, roll perception. And I rolled like, I think like a 23 or something pretty relatively high. Oh no, actually no, it wasn't me. It was our good old paladin Lysol. And our DM tells him that 2 miles away from the trenches, you see absolute mayhem and chaos. Just a battlefield. Demons, like just demons versus the world. Yeah, flying demons, diamonds. Yeah, good job, me. Fiends, pretty certain there were like some sort of fiends in there. Just the demon-esque feel against the dragonborns, humans, elves, dwarves, and everything else. And I was there like, oh no, are we going over there? Because if we do, I wish I was able to send a letter to my family, because in the game, my family's still alive, not like most D&D characters. Oh yeah, I saw my father die in front of me, and I saw my mother get kidnapped and sold off to slavery, and my sister died of leukemia, and my brother was killed in some sort of bandit raid, and I'm the only one alive. Shut up, my family's alive. um, Continuing forward, our squad lead Carvus decides to leave us behind to get orders. Where the hell he got orders from, I did not know until later in the session, where I put two and two together as to what he did. And Carvus comes back and he tells us, we all need you to hold hands and gather hands. What does Jesse decide to say out of character? That's gay. Oh god, come on, dude. Just let the story play out the way it wants to. Like, for real, man. And we're all just laughing, having our fun. We're like, this shit's gay, and I'm trying to hold on to Ivan's hand and Mario's hand. They ain't having none. They ain't holding my hand. I'm like, damn it. Couldn't make it more authentic. Oh well, there's nothing much I can do. And he tells us, and Ben asks, I think it was Ben. Oh no, maybe it might have been Lysol, I'm not entirely sure. It's the tiny details you end up forgetting, sadly. Lysol asks him, so like, what are we holding our hands for? Carvus says, you will find out soon. And we hold hands, our group holds hands. And in our minds, we hear, as I like to interpret it, radio check 1 2 1 2. Somewhere down the line, I think it was Ben. It was like, what the hell's a radio? Yeah, good job, DM. Radio, yeah. And our DM tells us Carvus has given you telepathy. Now, telepathy is an 8th level evocation. I would know because I just researched that, like 10 minutes before this recording, so that I could sound smart. And what ended up happening was everyone, especially on the right side of the table, so Ben, Fosho, and Lysol are like, that means I can read everyone's minds. Here we go. And we argued for like 10 minutes trying to tell him, no, that's not what telepathy, that's not how that works. shut up, stop talking, be quiet, silencio, you know? And he won't stop talking about it. Like, all right, how about this instead? And this is exactly, well, more or less along the lines of what he said. And I've never heard something dumber than this. It's like, all right, what I say in my telepathic mind is what I say, like, out of character. So I'm breaking the fourth wall. And we're like, nope, 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 stop, 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 stop it. I swear. It was just argument after argument after argument. That's basically what this first session was all about. Arguing after arguing after arguing. Come on, guys. Let the story play out the way it's supposed to, more or less. Continuing on forward, though, we've been given orders to move into a village that is apparently 2 days' travel, which is quite far, especially in the territory that we are in, because, unfamiliar land. And this is when our DM Mario decides to draw a map. And the map is basically, I kid you not, some candy corn looking triangle. And I made that comment right off the bat. He shows us that. I'm like, dude. I made 2 comments actually. I'm like, dude, it's the Bermuda Triangle. And everyone starts laughing. And then, like, a few minutes later, I'm like, Mario, I swear to God, that thing looks like some sort of candy corn looking ass. And everyone, like, a few people start laughing. I'm like, yeah, I'm the clown of this group. Good job, me. And we've been told that we have to move to a village where there are settlers that we need to, I don't know, I guess help protect. I'm not entirely sure. I can't really remember what our official task was other than go to this village. Yay. Go to the village and save townsfolk A, B, C through Z. And we have to move around the chaos that was going on 2 miles in front of us. Like, we have to go around. So that's, God knows how long that's going to take. God knows if there's any gods in this realm, because apparently demons are attacking everyone, which is okay. Oh well, it happens every other Tuesday. It's alright. And what goes on is just the rest of the session is mostly just travel. Because what ended up happening was we encountered our first enemies. And it was me, it was the pendant. Now, if you're unaware, a Witcher's pendant, according to D&D Homebrew, and yes, we allow Homebrew, says that the Witcher's pendant will vibrate when a magical creature is within 50 feet away from the wearer. And the way Mario, our DM, describes it is the pendant that I'm wearing literally just flops over like in front of me and hits me square in the face, like, ooh, just smack. And I'm instantly like, oh shit, here we go, first encounter. And I decided, I'm gonna pull out both swords, a silver and a steel. And then I realized I don't have 2-weapon fighting, so I put away my steel because I know more or less what I'm going up against. And something I actually forgot to mention is the lore behind this, right? So a little bit of backtracking, I apologize. And the lore was basically the Demon King, Lucifer, right, has decided that his race of demons, his faction of God knows apparently coexisting demons and every other species, that his faction has been treated unfairly and that they are to retaliate in what is now just all-out war. Demons versus the world. And as the way our DM described it was, it's goblins, literally like goblins, elves, dwarves, dragonborns, humans, orcs, half-orcs, everyone against the demons. And I made a joke, I'm like, oh, so does that include the 1T? The 1T are fighting with us! And for some reason Mario's like, goblins? How the hell does 1T sound like goblins, Mario? Jesus Christ. But whatever. With that little bit of exposition from our squad lead, Carvus, aka Carnivorous, as I called them every now and again, um, decided to give us while we were still at the trench line. I was the first one to get attacked. Now, I'm pretty certain this was intentional because I am the highest level. I do have 72 hit points, which is the highest out of all of us. I think our second highest is Lysol at level 5. And what ends up happening is. Hold on, I gotta yawn. I'm doing this in one take, so I'm sorry. Are you tired? Because I know I am. And I'm the first one to get jumped, basically. And I told the DM, since I took a more or less ready action, can I have a reaction to hit? He's like, yeah, sure. I rolled, I think it was 23 or 21. Somewhere really high. And basically, we're making jokes again. Like, oh, here we go again. And I interrupt everyone. I'm like, alright, I take my swing and attack. And what happens? So I roll damage. I put a rune stone on my silver sword that does an extra 1d4 of necrotic damage. So the first slice does like 11 normal damage and 1 necrotic damage. An instant death. It's just dead. Then we get engaged by, I think, 10 more of these little minion goblin looking demons, I swear, that just jump us out of nowhere. They're like ready to attack. Here we go. And combat ensues, Lysol did not use Shield of Faith, I'm surprised he didn't use any sort of paladin magic. I was honestly surprised. And we have, like, just combat. There's nothing too special that ended up happening. It's, I swipe with my silver sword, I attack, and, our Tejano. I attack with furious blows. Or actually, no, he's not a monk. He's based off of a monk, but he's actually a boxer, so it's called like something else. And it's like defensive stance, and he had like some sort of feature called time in the ring, which gave him like resistance to piercing and slashing and bludgeoning. And I'm like, hold on, how does being a boxer give you resistance to getting cut open? Like what? But whatever. Apparently, that's what the feature says. I would have only stuck with like some sort of bludgeoning, but it's okay. And what goes on is just combat. Oh god, see, doing this in one take really puts a lot out of you. But I really want that ad revenue, so. And no special fireball, lightning bolt, whoa, no cool moves really end up happening. And if you stay tuned, there's actually some really interesting moments, especially our top play of the game. I'm sorry if that's copyrighted, but there's no way else to put it. With our Ranger Rogue Ben, but that will be in the next coming episode of D&D, assuming I stick around to talk about that. And what ends up happening is combat. I mean, there's nothing else to put it other than that. So after combat ensues, we check ourselves. Arms check, legs check, head check. I'm still alive check. All right, thank you God. And we continue pushing forward up until nightfall comes down. And I'm pretty certain I've skipped a few parts, so I really need to backtrack real quick. Honestly, I'm going to hold off on that right now. Hold on. So what ends up happening after that is basically, after combat, as I set out to the group, I'm like, alright, I'm going to take its skin. Well, not its skin, because every time you kill something, you get rewarded for either capturing it alive for 100 gold, depending on its rank. It might be higher. Or, if you kill it, take its rank, and basically it's like molded into its skin or something. So it's like branded, so you have to like cut off the skin around it, and basically take it as like a confirmed kill. And after that combat, I'm like, as a witcher, I cut off the skin of around the rank and I cut off its head, because that's what witchers do. And that's literally what I said. And it's at this moment where our whatchamacallit, our group decided, you know what, let's take a break here because this is where our food decided to show up, or more or less. So we decided to take a break, and nothing too much ended up happening after that, other than us taking a break. So that'll be the end of this first episode. And I welcome you to join us later for the next iteration of D&D Stories. Thank you for watching or listening. Shut up now.